There are many ways to describe Noella Musunka. She's influential, well known for her work as an international model, philanthropist and entrepreneur. The Congolese Cypriot humanitarian has been featured in magazines like Vogue, Forbes and Vanity Fair. She was born in the DRC. Her mother sent her to Europe at a young age to get an education. But she returned to the country of her birth with a mission: to give children, especially girls, a world-class education in their own communities. She is the founder of the Malaika Foundation, and here is a glimpse of her work.
Malaika was a dream that was born out of my own experiences as a child. Back in 2007, Kalibuka was an underserved, underdeveloped community deeply impacted and isolated from a better future and from the rest of the world due to lack of infrastructure. I met girls, boys, and women with so much potential, drive, and passion, but with no opportunity to achieve their dreams. I saw the future leaders inside of these individuals, and I knew I had to overcome challenges, from cultural to logistical to financially, in order to provide them with free, high-quality education and health initiatives. From the beginning of Malaika, we realized we had to go beyond a formal education. We teach our girls to be leaders, building their confidence through sport, through peer education, and through challenging them on so many platforms. Today, over 50 million girls in sub-Saharan Africa are out of school. I want to change that narrative, one student and community at a time. We must close this gender gap, starting by building the foundations for a strong, equal education system.
Now, a big part of Malaika's work is to prepare students for Africa's digital transformation. Earlier, I spoke to Noella Musunka and I asked her about digital literacy and whether it is as important as literacy in language development. Here she is, speaking to me from the United Kingdom.
You know, we're working in a rural village where there's hardly no access of water, electricity. I will say yes, the short answer is that digital literacy can be just as important as literacy in language development. However, it's really important to have a strong foundation in literacy in place before you start to incorporate technology. We see the program that we're doing with mothers and youth and adults, many of them didn't know how to write and read, and you need to really build up on that. We read and analyze great work of literature, encourage our students to write creatively and analytically, particularly in the early years of the education. We ask them to go spend a lot of time in the library. Once we have this foundation in place, we introduce computer technology into the classroom. And that's really, really, really key elements to take in consideration.
And given the changing digital landscape that we're seeing, how have children's educational needs, especially those in countries like the DRC and in the sort of rural districts where you work, how have those needs changed from what they were, say, 10 years ago?
Education needs have changed because careers have changed, because technology has changed. In other words, the rise of automation and the many technological advancements with witness and prompting a need for an update skill set. Today, compared to 10 years, education has a big focus on STEM and making sure that learners of all age become familiar with new technology in order to cope with changing workplace. Looking at a STEM offering in particular, we're introducing at Malaika computers, tablets into the classroom, providing lesson on Microsoft Office tool, the internet, video editing, graphic design, as well as coding, robotic, artificial intelligence, IT programs, and one that prepare a student for the 21st century skills.
And what have you found children, especially the girls that you work with, need outside of what they need in the classroom? What do they need outside of school?
They need support from their families and wider community in terms of normalizing girls being in school and receiving an education. They need less emphasis to be placed on their role as a caregiver and provider to allow them to study. They need access to sanitary products that they can continue to attend school without direction. And they just need to be focused when they come at school. At their home, they don't have TV, they don't have phone, they don't have social media, they hardly don't have electricity. So their environment and everything they're learning a lot is through the schools and the mentors they have and the teachers worldwide that are doing virtual classes with them.
You know, I find the work you do in preparing students for high demand local jobs so interesting, because we do see there is sort of a skills mismatch in many African countries between what that country's economy needs versus what students are actually trained for. What kind of jobs are local and in high demand these days?
In today's world, things are continually moving so fast. So it can be very, very difficult to predict exactly what demand will be next. And we're seeing that too in Europe with my children studying in England. But in Africa, we do know that we need to invest in high quality education, in high quality vocational training. That's why our training program at Malaika train future mechanic, electricians. Looking at the Congo specifically, the country is so rich in natural resources. So mining is a huge focus in terms of jobs, meaning we must invest in mining engineers. Technology is also being integrated in all the industry and sector with a big focus on software, AI, digital tech, in the banking sector, for example. So we must really, really invest in tech. They are the two of the big trends we're witnessing currently. And I see gaining even more momentum over the coming months and years. And communication. Communication is really, 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 really key.
When you speak to young people in the places where you work, what do they tell you about how and where they see their future?
You know, over the years, we created a Malaika Talk series. So we have amazing people from all over the world coming to speak to a student face to face, or they do virtual Malaika Talks. And it's beautiful because they see their role, they see representation, they see what they want to become. And when we ask them, what do you want to become? Who's your role model? It's just beautiful. I see a passion for change within the girls and women who come to study at Malaika. Their dreams are so big. They know that they can gain and earn money for themselves. They can help their families, they can help their community, and they can be mentors to the next generation. And that's really, really incredible to witness that.
And Noella, you yourself, of course, are an international figure. You're an influencer. You're an ambassador for numerous causes. You, on any day, can be found on the cover of the most famous magazines. You could, if you wanted to, do good from afar, but I see you are very present in the places where Malaika's work is. How important is it for you to do this work, of course, in the country of your birth, but also for those young girls you work with to see you doing this work?
I have 2 children, and my children come with me every summer. I spend 2 months a year in the Congo. For me, after my 2 children, Malaika is my third baby. I give all my passion, my heart, because I believe in what we do, what we created over the 15 years. Having an impact in the Congo, I've been the driving force behind my work from day one. I left the Congo at the age of 5 when I was sent to Europe to receive an education. I was separated of my mother. My father died. And it was really my first visit at the age of 18 that sparked Malaika, what one day I wanted to create. During my visit, I met many girls, children whose story could have been mine. They were held back from receiving an education. And I decided one day I will do everything that I can to give opportunities to children, to youth, to adults, to be in control of their own life. For me, the success of Malaika really lied in fully fledged, comprehensive, local and on-the-ground approach, driven by the community, taught by the local amazing talent that we have. We work with community members, organizations, local community, all from the ground, and we train them. We put capacity building in our staff. So for me to be there is really, 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 really important. Absolutely. I need to find I need to see the impact. I need to see the challenges, the success stories. I sit with my team to see what can we do better, how we can monitoring, evaluate, what can be improved, what are missing in our program, and we always challenging ourselves and bring the level up. But when I go there, it's very, very tough. You need to keep so focused on what you're doing because there's so many problems. I work every day in the villages and different villages, and so many challenges, issues, problems, but you cannot solve everything. So you need to stick to your mission. You need to be very focused to your vision. You need to be working closely with your team, and you need to be a leader with a lot of intelligence, emotional intelligence, with a lot of passion, compassion. And for me, I don't take any salary of Malaika. I'll give my skills, my time, my passion, and I cannot wait to see the next generation that will take over and that will become ambassadors of Malaika, and it will be a ripple effect, a domino effect, and I will be very, 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 very proud of this moment.